Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is B from Kongs R Us, and welcome to a Saturday evening. I hope you guys are doing really well. I got some information because I just subscribed to a brand new channel that I think you guys should subscribe to too. His name is KiddVidd, and somehow he got his hands on an MK2 Deluxe cabinet. It might have been part of that shipment. Who knows? I don't know how he got his hands on it, but that's okay because he just posted some content about the cabinet compared to the original MK2 cabinet. So we're going to take a look at that together. I have a link to his channel in the description, so definitely check it out. I actually reached out to him and tried to see if I can get him to join the show at some point in time because I'd love to chat with him casually and have him showcase the cabinet. So if you're out there listening, KidVid, would love to have you join the channel sometime. But anyways, we're still going to go take a look at the MK2 Deluxe cabinet because again, we haven't seen it anywhere. I didn't see the prototype in Vegas. All I saw and heard was the pictures that were released during CES. And so here it is. Let's take a look at it together for the first time. This is the KidVid version of the MK2 Deluxe quick side-by-side comparison. So let's take a quick look in all its glory with sound on, with all the background noise. So there it is. Really can see how big the cabinet is compared to the Gen 1 Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat 2. So it looks like he has a Gen 1 regular non-marquee lit up on a standard riser that's there on the left-hand side, and he has both the games playing at the same time. So looking at it really closely, I think the size is the biggest thing that stands out to me. In terms of the cabinet shape and design, it really is based off of that midway shape design that's very similar to the MK30th. I wonder if the profile is exactly the same as I'm looking at my MK30th, and they literally just slapped the riser on it. But oh, I do see the speaker grills on the MK2 Deluxe cabinet though, because my Mortal Kombat 30th does not have speaker grills. It just has little slots. So I think I saw it. Let me rewind that little fast. Did I see speaker grills? Yeah, those are, let me just pause that for a sec. Those are speaker grills instead of um, little slots. So that is different. If you look at right there, I'm looking at my Mortal Kombat 30th right now, and those just have like holes in it for the sound to come out, just like Big Blue and even Mortal Kombat or more MVC2 is just like slots. So there are speaker grills, it looks like, underneath the MK2 Deluxe cabinet. So I think that was the same inside of the Pac-Mans too. So that's nice that they have extra sound. Maybe the DCS. Oh, it says DCS sound system. I don't know what that is. But that's oh, I guess that's just part of the regular game right there. So turn it all the way up, KidVid. I want to hear the sound because the Pac-Man sound on the Class of '81 and the other Pac-Man cabinet was super loud. So if whatever speaker quality they're using for the new deluxe cabinets is the same, that would be a big win. But look at the cabinet there, looking really clean. I know you can't tell, but he has the screw cap covers, but you can see the riserless design there with the coin door. It looks like the coin door doesn't light up. I couldn't remember from the details if the coin door was supposed to light up in the deluxe version. Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, you can look at the control panel height. Look at that. So he's doing the angled slant of the control panel. That looks very similar to the MK2, or sorry, my MK30th and the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet. So those are looking really clean. The control panel looked exactly the same. It's probably the exact same cabinet shape, except for the speaker grills. I'm jealous that they're speaker grills. I don't know. Maybe it just hides it better. Maybe it's a slightly different shape. I'm like trying to compare with my MK30th, and I know he's comparing it with the Gen 1 cabinet. So we know the shark fin design definitely doesn't have anything there. But yeah, I'm really interested in seeing what's going on. You like the slant? Thank you, KidVid, for showing us. That's right. Definitely give him a sub if you like what you're seeing. Give him a sub if you can. KidVid, check it out. All right, so it's just some raw footage. There it is, 2 minutes and 43 seconds of raw footage. I'm just gonna kind of play that around in the background and see if there's anything else we can pull from here. Console fanboys here saying, what? The coin door is not lit. It reminds you of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. The voice is a little bit better. You're going to be ready for the tournament. All right. So there is a tournament tomorrow on Moats Plays, but that was it. If you want to see this for yourself, the link is in the description for KiddVidd's video. You can see this for yourself. I also want to give Constorm Entertainment some props as well. He shot me a message and sent me some pictures. And so these are some more kind of those side-by-side pictures. And again, this is just a nice clean picture where you can see it, how tall this cabinet is compared to the Gen 1 style cabinets. And those Gen 1 style cabinets were definitely short. I don't know if I have one next to the, I'm trying to compare right now my Gen 1. I'll just make myself a little bit bigger. Like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 compared to the Marvel vs. Capcom 1 cabinet. Is this the same height difference? I think it is. I think the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on a riser sitting next to my Gen 1 or Gen 3 style Marvel vs. Capcom Cap Shark Fin design, it looks like the same height difference that I see in my MVC2 compared to my MVC1. So it's kind of right over there. It's almost very, very, very similar to that height right there. So yeah, I think the MK2 Deluxe might be that same size. This is just that side-by-side shot. So yes, it is a little bit taller, but I think it's pretty much the exact same height. So those are just some extra pictures there. And I actually have a guest backstage that I wasn't sure if he was going to join us, but I shot him a link. Yo, KiddVidd is in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you want KiddVidd to join the live stream. I sent him a link to join. KiddVidd, I've been pumping up your channel. We're watching your video live right now. We're reacting to it. I know you said you might not want to join, but people want to hear from you, man. They want to see this. So let's see if we can get KiddVidd to join. Papa Brad wants to see him. Ray is here. What's going on? Smashing close to 10K. Oh, thank you so much. I'm literally 5 subscribers away from 10,000 subscribers. So I'm pretty excited. Hopefully that happens pretty soon. But if not, you know, I'm sure at some point it'll happen. 11111. Console Kids wants to see you. KiddVidd says 2. He says, nah, dude, don't put me on. Oh man, hopefully we can get him on at some point, but that's not all right. But actually, it looks really good. I really agree. I do think it looks pretty good. So yeah, let's bring on Constorm Entertainment. What's going on, man?
Hi, thanks for inviting me on. I think this is the first time formally that this kind of thing has come up. A lot has already happened. I mean, pretty much this last week, David pretty much just swamped the entire Arcade1Up news network, basically, with all the stuff that he showed off. And the Fast and Furious thing, that was just really cool. Honestly, I didn't think Arcade1Up was just going to casually leave one of their machines in a manual like that. I don't think they've done that since, I want to say, 2019, I believe, back when they were really first starting out. So this was just surreal. And it looks like the video's already made it up on YouTube. That's cool.
So this is so KiddVidd is actually declaiming. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to use your name, David, but yes, KiddVidd is actually the David, the one who's been posting some of the news links and things.
Well,
so yeah, he has a YouTube channel too, man. So give him some love, posting this content on his channel for everybody to share. I was saying, man, you should do a review. People would want to see it, so people want to know. It looks like a BOE monitor. I don't see any washout on that. Looking pretty clean there. So if you have any questions for KiddVidd, and keep putting 1s in the chat to see if we can get him to join here. I'm gonna see if I can peer pressure. I'm just kidding. Don't feel peer pressure to join. But thank you, Constorm Entertainment. Who is Keith, by the way, David, and in case you're wondering who he is. So in turn, I know that you guys
we've been chatting on and off all week about all this. And it's been
he says too, he's like, nah, I don't want to come on.
Yeah, understandable. I get it.
What
you
are
don't
your
want
first
to take
thoughts
the
about
risk.
this? What are your first thoughts seeing this? So just having you on, I know you saw the pictures, you got excited about it. I got excited about it seeing it. What do you think?
Well, as far as I can gather, the end result of this looks great. Like, if they just take what they've done right now and just expand it to the Golden TXL, there's a really good chance that Mortal Kombat will be pretty much set. If you hear any humming in the background, don't worry. That's just my mini fridge. Really need to get a coin door on that. Otherwise, it looks really good.
So Anthony Vitale is saying the start button's font is missing. Man, you're getting really nitty gritty in there, Anthony Vitale, knowing what to do there.
But they probably had to cut back on the font so
Yeah.
that way they could have the live button on there. So
That's
frankly,
true.
that really can't be helped.
Yeah.
I
All right.
mean,
So
unless they
Console
decide
Cake
to put
wants to
that
know,
on the
does
other
it have
hill.
Ethernet? This is actually
Yes.
something new that you guys just talked about, right?
Yes.
Boom.
I was sent an image that he's showing on screen right now. You can't see it because the wire's in front of it, but there is an Ethernet port on the PCB. And
Hmm.
frankly, when I first heard about this, I was going, "Oh, okay." Because as far as I can tell, Ethernet only just started showing up on what, the KI Pro.
No, they actually have had Ethernet ports on a lot of their the fighting game cabinets that are
Oh,
online. So I think starting with Big Blue was when the
oh,
first
okay.
time I started seeing an Ethernet port on it, and it's really, really meant to help with that online competitive scene. So I think fighting games, Blitz, those types of games, all definitely should have the Ethernet port installed on it if they didn't already, because you see a lot of the competitive folks going hardwired. Even the original cabinets that had the USB would accept an Ethernet port through a USB micro cable, if you wanted to actually go that way. But it's nice to see it that they're putting it on there. He is showing this off. I wish he would show off a little bit of the UI though, so maybe we can get KidVidd and David to continue making more content. Sub to his channel. The link to his channel is in the video. If you have questions for him as well, he's in the chat. He can answer all the questions you can about this video. But we're checking out, for folks that are just joining, a 2 minutes and 43 2 minute and 43 second just kind of comparison between these two cabinets. So what else do you think? What are the things you have?
Well, honestly, as far as being a continuation of last year's MK30th goes, I think this was the logical path they could have taken.
Mm-hmm.
Would most of us had preferred they put on a couple of new games? Absolutely. But frankly, after how badly they rushed last year's cabinets, I don't think they want to take the risk of adding new games again,
Yeah.
especially considering what happened with the screen. It's honestly just not worth the trouble.
Yeah.
Though, frankly, I didn't even do the MK30th because of the screen, so I am totally going to grab this if
You're
I can
totally
get
gonna
it.
get it? Yeah, after I modded my MK30 with the screen, I'm pretty happy with it so far. I don't see like a huge need to upgrade it unless they do something amazing with the UI and maybe do spectate mode. I know that was one of the questions. Console Fanboy says, "Is this out now?" It is not officially out now.
Not yet.
KidVid has obtained a enhanced copy through a magical means. I'm not gonna question it, but we do have this content to talk about now. He also, if I just want to show this side by side, look at the screw hole covers. I was curious about what they were going to do with the screw hole covers being kind of slightly different. So KidVid, let us know if you can do some close-ups of the screw hole covers. And he's asking, what else do I want to see? I want to see the UI interface. So the interface, once you select the different games, I want to see if it looks very similar to the MK30th version of the user interface. So if you can do that, that would be some other videos I'd love to see. If you can take some pictures and snap it and send it to me, I'm happy to post them up. Or if you just want to click the link and join in and put on a camera, we could go through this. I'm just kidding, KidVid. Uh, but yeah, that would be cool. I really let us know what else you want to see from KidVid and see what else is there. All right. So is this the deluxe? What releases are they called and are they considered the pro model? Do you want to answer this,
Mm,
Maria?
well, when it comes down to it, the deluxe cabinets are basically the continuation of last year's legacy editions. They are not considered pro as that in its on its own are naturally taller. They have a slightly better control, though Suzo Hap is still kind of a mess. Like it's the lowest quality hap that you can
Hmm.
find. Let's see here. Uh, they come with a lot of merchandise, at least in the case of Killer Instinct. If they do decide to revisit the Pro line for whatever reason, they're probably going to cut both of those out because
Hmm.
they just weren't necessary.
Hmm.
And finally, the way the Pro lines work, um, they're basically just slightly more expensive XL editions right now. And the Deluxe are pretty much just the XL editions, but shrunk.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the
Staying in the
most simple
three-quarter
way I can put it.
scale-ish size, and it's really weird because there's a skinny version of it, but
Yeah,
people are asking,
basically.
"How did you get this cabinet?" He says, "I know somebody that knows somebody." So, that's how you get things. It's all about who not about what you know, right? So it's the
Right.
same size as the MBC2 cabinet, tape measure. So yeah, can you give us some measurements of the height of the cabinet? I don't know if that was on the box or anything too, KidVidd. That might be really helpful. KidVidd is actually John D. So that's the next reverse. There it is. I don't know about that. I don't even think John can get these cabinets faster than KidVidd did. So, you know.
Well, I mean, he is the head licensor,
Yeah.
and
I do think
frankly, that
I
would
think
not be a shock if that happened.
based off of what I'm looking at my cabinets, and so just for a second here, I'm gonna make myself back big again. I think the MK, so that's my MVC2, and that's my Gen 3 MVC1. So look at the height difference between those. I think the MK2 Deluxe is pretty much the same size because that difference there is pretty close to what we were seeing in the picture from this picture right here. So this picture right there, look at that height difference. So it does look bigger, and like it's almost like an illusion because it's just one big piece, right? So it makes it look
Right.
big. And I think the slant might be slightly different. Look, that there's actually speaker grills on there, and there's not speaker grills on the MK30. So that's really different there. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I'm glad they finally did the speaker grill thing. It just
Mhm.
makes the product look a bit more finished.
Exactly. Yeah. The holes in the cabinet, I didn't really notice it until I saw the speaker grills. Now I was jealous that I don't have it. So old OctoPC says this is going to be your must-have last cabinet. Do you have an MK2 or an MK at all in your collection?
Not anymore. I used
Mm,
to have a Mortal Kombat 2 2019 version way back when I first moved into this place in 2020, but I
mhm,
sold it off for 130 bucks because
mhm,
frankly I just wasn't using it. Now,
mm,
I would eventually get the later variant, the one with the weird wings, but I gave that one up too
mhm,
because, again, I just didn't play it enough. Though this
mhm.
one, pretty much the final version of this cabinet I want to pick up. And
There it is.
obviously, it's going to go right next to my golden tee when I get it.
Console fanboy is saying like, "Hey, he's trying to buy this cabinet from you. Don't do it. Don't do it." He's like, yeah, he's gonna get the tape measure right now. All right, so we're gonna get his tape measure. He's gonna post some more content on his channel. So right now, go over to KidVidd. Right now, he has 612 subscribers. Right now, he just posted some content about this about 41 minutes ago. He made a quick short about showing off his collection. Let's take a quick look at his collection here. So he has, I think he told me 6 cabinets there. Nice little game room. I like the Street Fighter artwork in the background. Got an NBA Jam cabinet, old school SF2. And
Yes.
yeah, very, very clean collection there. So he knows if you want to see some more content from KidVidd, and there's the box, right?
It
He's
seems
like,
like he's
boom, I
been
got
in this
this.
community for a while, if he
Yeah.
has the Gen 1 cabs.
Yeah, exactly. So there it is. Check out KidVidd and then comment on his video, this one that we're watching right now. Let him know what else you want to see because if you like this content, he's the only one that has this cabinet in the wild at this moment. So he's the only one that can answer your questions. All we can do is comment about it. So I just want to pump up KidVidd, head out to his channel, give him a subscribe. And Mike Yoon's like, how did you get this already? So let us know what you want to see. I think the user interface is part of my biggest highlight that I want to see, as well as eventually the online internet connectivity. And then pump up the sound. I'm really curious about the sound volume on this as well, because the other 2 deluxe cabinets that I saw had excellent sound. So I'm really hoping they did something to optimize speakers because they were really, really great. All
Right.
right.
When we were talking in a DM,
Mhm.
KidVid actually did bring up a issue that he had with the whole cabinet, at least the
Mhm.
controls. Apparently, one of the buttons was sticking. My theory is that one of the buttons was glued too tight, so I suggested to him just hit it with a hair
Mhm.
dryer or a heat gun and try and loosen it up that way. But
Right.
understandably, it took him a while to get this finished, so he's not going to tackle that right now. And frankly,
Mhm.
I don't blame him. If he was doing it with a screwdriver, that probably explains why it took so long. But yeah, I don't know for sure how he got all the
61
building.
inches is what he said from top to bottom. All right, let me just measure my MK2, MK30th. All right, we have 61 inches. Yep, it's exactly the same. I just did the tape measure. So, yep, bottom to top, exact same height as MK30th and or the MBC2 cabinet or whatever those new form factor cabs are. Do you think the shape is the same? Do you see anything different about the shape at the top though?
Like honestly, it's really hard to tell without having the MK30th right there.
Next to it?
But
Yeah. Like,
frankly, it's
I'm
hard to
looking at
tell.
I'm looking at the speaker panels, right?
Right.
because that's like the only clue that I had that it's like slightly different in
Yeah, they
terms of
probably had to account for that. So there is going to be a handful of minor design
yeah,
differences between the two cabinets, aside from the
yeah.
obvious one where they just cut
Mhm.
the riser all together.
Mhm.
Finally.
Yep. That's the main difference there. Because with the
Well,
placement on my MK30th, the holes are really close to the monitor bezel, but these speakers look more centered. So that whole panel is obviously different, but I can't tell if there's a slightly different shape. It wouldn't make sense if they did it, but yeah, at least it's something different, something to look forward to. So there it is.
certainly.
Yeah. What do you think about the monitor too, Kidvid? Do you think this is they said BOE specifically in the description now, right?
Yes, that's right. And
Mhm.
he did actually post up a picture of the BOE tag on the monitor. He sent it to me, and I posted it over to. I think I posted it over to Console Kits. I know I sent it to UAG as well.
Yeah.
But yes, it is a BOE monitor that is
Yeah.
absolutely set in stone now, and thank God they switched back.
All right, so look, he's already sold his original cabinet, so he can no longer do
Oh,
comparisons to that original Gen 1 cabinet. But that's okay. That's not the one we wanted to compare it to. We're like seeing if we could
right.
compare it to the
Yeah.
MK30th if whenever somebody gets that version too. I'm sure there's some people that would buy both. I'm not planning on upgrading personally. I like what I did with my MK30th. I added the Johnny Cage artwork, changed out the monitor. Tis what it is. But yes, I'm curious about the the UI. Dubs is saying that this fell off a truck and it landed on OfferUp. Mr. KidVidd, can you confirm or deny any said allegations, or do you really just know somebody that knows somebody? So,
He just knows somebody.
yeah, the
No, my
button
working
too.
theory is that this could be overflow from a retailer, and they just
Mhm.
had extras sitting in their back stock and said, "Look, we'll hand this off to you for about a couple $100 and just leave it at that."
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure. I don't know how these things operate. The only time I've ever seen an Arcade1Up in back stock was when I was helping my dad stock Pepsi at Walmart when the 2019 Marvel
Mhm.
Superheroes cab was out, because that was sitting as
Mhm.
a direct to store thing that somebody had ordered, and that was just
Mhm.
surreal to look at. Like, wow.
Yeah. So yeah, the marquee is not washed out. I mean, they look pretty good.
Yay.
All this style for since they released the MK30th, like these marquees have all been really good. The MBC2, all the SF2 Yoga Flame Edition cabinets and those ones, they've been really good. So I've liked these styles, except for the NFL Blitz one. I know that one had issues, but other than that, like the most of these have been really good.
Yes, and Dragon's Lair. I actually added that cabinet to my
Mhm.
library recently, and that marquee looks great.
All right, and so Console Kit says it's the same BOE model. Did you confirm the model? Did we not see that? Did you? I guess we could have asked him.
Like I said, I believe I sent him a picture of
You
the
did?
sticker. Yes, hang on, let me send it
Okay.
to you.
Yeah, or you can throw it up on. Yeah, yeah. So if you can send it to me, I can throw it up on the screen too. All right. He didn't get it on OfferUp. He knows somebody that knows somebody. So, all right,
It
this is gonna be the gold standard, the
sent.
deluxe cabs. He says he thinks the person works for a distribution center. Well, there you go. There's some more insight into how these have already landed in said places. Okay, so you said that there could. You just sent me this. Okay, let me pull this up real
Yes.
quick and pull
My
it up.
phone were if my phone were charged, I'd just send it to you that way.
Oh
But
yeah, no
yeah,
worries. No worries. This is good. Thank you.
no
All right,
problem.
so I'm gonna add this into the stream so we can confirm and take a look. Looky at the model of the BOE screen. And so there are different types of BOE monitors, right? They're not all the same, but this is the
Right,
one, the DV170YGZN10. These are the same ones that we normally see in all the screens. So kudos
right.
to them for finally, I'm going back to using what we consider the best on earth monitors in these cabinets
And
because
apparently, the
mm,
company themselves literally touted that as well. I think one of your videos, I
yeah.
guess you spoke with BOE directly, and they said,
I
"Yeah,
did.
that's
Did you
the best
know
on
that
earth."
the guy I spoke to in that video is actually my brother-in-law?
Oh
Like,
wow,
I
nice.
randomly ran into him not knowing he was gonna be in Vegas, and I was like, "Yo, you work at BOE?" He's like, "Yeah, bro. I've been working here for, like, years." And I had no idea that he would work for the company that we obsess over for our Arcade1Ups. He has no idea. Like, they at BOE, they're like, okay, yeah, we make LCDs for everything," like, you know? So they're like,
Yeah,
"Whatever."
the
Alright.
OLED BOE thing is what caught my interest. Maybe that could be used in
Yeah.
a later product if Arcade1Up were so inclined.
All right, so stay tuned to KiddVid's YouTube channel. He's gonna make a video. Please post it on your channel for the UI, so many other content creators can now link back to your content that you're making, and hopefully you can get some more subs and some videos. So yeah, I appreciate you for sharing this with the community. I think it's really cool that you did this. So any final thoughts before we end the stream? Just wanted to do this real quickly, do some real quick reactions to this. I personally think the deluxe cabinet design single form factor, it's like almost illusion of looking bigger, but then when you see it, it's like the same size as the ones with the riser on it. But I think it looks good. The art continuation all the way down the side is absolutely gorgeous. Like this picture right here says it all. Like look at the difference between the MK2
2019 and now. Yeah,
that's
it's insane.
That's the difference maker right there. This side shot is the money shot between the two different versions. So what are your final thoughts on this?
Honestly, Arcade1Up did a fantastic job. Like, they finally got the screen right. They finally got the caps right, finally. And the only thing that I can really suggest from here is that they find a way to transition this into XL. And maybe find a way to include MK4 just for the completionists out there. I do remember playing the game, so I'm not going to say that I'm unfamiliar with it. But it's just really cool that Arcade1Up has finally got to this point where they're actually starting to make everything look distinct. And there isn't any true clone sets anymore. Though this does make me morbidly curious how they're going to handle the Capcom Deluxe when they announce it this summer.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we do see a whole line of deluxe cabinets coming out because I think people will be happy with the razorless design. It gives people more options, and I always say options are better than nothing. I do kind of hate folks that have to think about upgrading their cabinets if they want to go to this version of the cabinets, though. So it's a lot to think about. But I overall, for new folks that are just getting into the hobby, it's a good time to be like just getting into the hobby. Some of the cabinets that are coming out now for the deluxe cabinet line, these are great first cabinets to own, in my opinion, in terms of the sound quality, you know, just the look and feel of the arcades. They're just much closer. So I think Arcade1Up is hitting a point where they are trying to reach a lot of new customers, and I think a lot of new customers will be happy with these versions of the deluxe cabinets. The buttons still are crappy. I 100% can even tell just by looking
at
at
everything right, but frankly, they're far enough along now that the buttons and controls are just an ancillary upgrade that you can do whenever you want.
All right, so finally, last question. KidVidd is here in the chat. Sub to his channel if you haven't. We're watching KidVid's video right now, who posted this on his YouTube channel. Comment if there's anything else you want to see him record. He will post it. What I want to see you do is actually do a review of this and give us your opinion of this cabinet compared to it, KidVidd. Just take your phone out, start recording, start talking about what you like about it, and then splice it all together. I know the editing process sucks, but people want to hear more content and your thoughts about it, man. So love to hear from that. I want to see the UI. I want to hear the sound. Let us know what else you want to be able to get. People are going to share your video. I think people are going to start seeing it. So definitely check it out. One of the buttons is getting stuck already.
Yep,
we kind of knew that already.
There's that problem we were talking about earlier.
We kind of knew that. We kind of knew that. All right, there it is. Hello. All right, well, thank you all so much. Constorm Entertainment here in the chat. I'll put a link to your channel as well. Definitely check them out. Always providing some good content, sharing it out. And yeah, excited for this. And I hope you guys are too. I'm not going to be getting it, but I'm happy for the people that are. That's it for this quick video. Thank you so much, KidVidd, for sharing with us. And I will chat with you all tomorrow. I'll be doing another show. Hopefully, I'll be close to 10,000 subscribers then. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the button. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers this weekend. We can do it. We can do it. All right. I'll see you guys later.
You're almost there.
I'm almost there.
You're further along than I am.
It's all good. It's been a fun hobby to do this all together. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Have a good night, folks. Thanks.